Well, howdy there, everyone. How are you doing? What are we doing? Well, we got way too many strings on here, but in all the right ways possible. Talking about a secret weapon guitar, and that is exactly what I'm holding here. It doesn't have to be a Dan Electro, just a 12-string electric. Now, I think that this is such a cool, guitar that, obviously if you use cleans and stuff like that, it's amazing for cleans. But when you add distortion, whew, gets cooking. Now, I have done a couple different 12-string videos, but not necessarily like this. What happened, and kind of where the whole video came from, is I recently did a collab that had Tim Pierce in it, and the riff that he wrote it and played it on a 12-string, but it was like electric with distortion. I was like, ah, that's cool. And if you're not familiar with Tim's channel, which I'm sure you all are, but if not, I'll link his channel down below. It just kind of hit me. I was like, that's like a secret weapon. That's like such a session guitarist thing to do. You bust out a 12-string for this sweet distorted rock riff. And I thought it was so cool. And I was like, oh, it's a secret weapon. So why don't we talk about that a little bit? So here's what's kind of cool. So obviously when you're using a 12-string, it automatically catches people's attention because typically 12 strings, in my opinion, are associated with clean guitar, or acoustic on top of all that. 12-string electric, you might have one, but typically it's doing clean. And I think it sounds so cool with distorted and more of like a rock context because you get that cool octave sound. And it's its own sound. And to me, it's very unique. So I think that's one reason why this thing is a secret weapon. So right out of the get-go, this thing is already sounding unique, especially in a rock kind of context. Now, something that I think makes it a little bit special is it's hard to play, and it makes you think differently. I found myself, playing typical stuff I would play, but basically altering it a little bit. I'd be like, oh, how do I do that? I got to pick 2 strings and hold down 2 strings at the same time. So even from just the sheer fact that it sounds different, it sounds unique, it makes you think differently. It makes you kind of slow down and step back a little bit, and you're like, okay, how's this working? You fill out the groove a little bit more and stuff like that, and sit a little bit more in that pocket. Something like that, where maybe before I would kind of be like, some like fast thing, and the 12 string's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you think you do? It's slow yourself down. So if you have one of these and you haven't played with distorted electric, that was actually the first thing I did. So when I wanted to get one of these because I was at NAMM and I played this exact one at the Den Electro booth, and we were playing through cleans and stuff like that, and I was trying out a pedal, and I was like, you know what, I think this is sounding really cool, and I turned it on distortion, and Steve, the guy there, was like, I've never heard 12-string with distortion like that before, and I was like, it sounds great. It sounds really, really cool. And like I said, when I saw Tim, it reminded me. I was like, I need that. That's like a secret weapon for sure. It's a super creative tool to use. So I'd be curious. What do you guys think? Have you used a 12-string with electric? I think it's daggone groovy. So I'm bouncing out here. Get your 12-string on. Play some guitar, and I will be seeing you later. Bye, guys. Whoop.